Next on Worcester News tonight, central Massachusetts hit hard by the latest snowstorm. Residents spent the day digging out. Plus, tens of thousands left in the dark. Crews are working to restore power tonight. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Central Massachusetts is in cleanup mode after a nor'easter dumped more than a foot of snow on the area. The storm leaving thousands without power, and some remain in the dark 24 hours after it began. Our Cam Jandro now joins us live with the details. Cam?
Yeah, Anna, Northborough was one of the towns hit hardest by yesterday's storm. Most people woke up this morning without power, and throughout the course of the day, it didn't really change much.
I know that I'm here suffering with those people, and we're all suffering together. So you know what? You don't have lights, I don't have lights, I'm shoveling, you're shoveling, but it's great. We still got our health and we're good, you know? I'm not complaining.
Young Sue Kim is just one of many in Northborough trying to recover after Wednesday's nor'easter. The major snowstorm is leaving some residents in the dark and with a lot of questions.
I don't know what the status is on when the power is going to come back. I'm thinking about getting a hotel room just for the night in case, and I'm starting to get a little worried. You know, it's getting really cold. I'm worried about my pipes bursting and everything.
According to National Grid, more than 95% of Northborough was without power following the storm. Ed Harlow spent a good part of Thursday cleaning up the snow, but unlike some, he was prepared.
And I've got a battery backup generator that I've been using with some solar panels, and I have my freezer and TV on that right now.
Streetlights were out and trees laid on the roadways throughout the town. Harlow's not sure how long he'll be without electricity and says it should be a busy few days.
I mean, just trying to make sure the house is safe and doesn't get flooded or burned to the ground.
And in the wake of a March storm, it's the small victories that keep people thinking positive.
Finally!
Now, National Grid's website says some in central Massachusetts could be without power until Saturday at midnight. And Anna, I had to shovel my driveway this morning, so I know exactly what he was feeling.
I want that guy to shovel my driveway. Well, thanks, Kim. According to National Grid, more than 25,000 customers in central Massachusetts are in the dark this evening. Downed wires made for several dangerous situations as well. Our Chandler Walsh has more on the efforts by National Grid and the state to help people impacted by Wednesday's storm. Power outages and downed wires. A nor'easter's impact hitting close to home for Steve Hertz.
We lost power about 10 o'clock last night. Woke up this morning and a tree was down on the power lines right in our front lawn.
Hertz and his family were pretty much trapped at their Grafton home.
We have live wires going across our front lawn right to the back of our car, and we touch them, we die.
National Grid's Dan Bunzel warns everyone to stay away from downed lines and wait for crews to fix them. He says National Grid's main concern is public safety.
That means making sure that if there's any wires down that we get to those and make those safe. It means if there are roads that are blocked that we help clear the roads.
The type of snow in this storm presented a big challenge.
When you get to a heavier, wet snow, that's what's weighing down your branches, and that's what's going to cause the damage for us. So you could get much more impact from just 6 inches of a heavy wet snow versus 30 inches of a light fluffy snow.
More than half of the homes in hard-hit towns like Westborough were without power Thursday afternoon. Al Horn woke up to a wintry scene.
The power lines this morning, they were all coated. They looked like they were 6 inches wide. They had snow packed all over them.
Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito visited National Grid in Worcester. She says the state is working with the utility to get accurate storm information.
What we try to do is make sure that the people in the municipalities, the managers, the DPW workers, all know what the correct information is so that they can then inform the public.
Important information for families like the Hertzes, who are hoping to get their power back soon.
It was a mess. Welcome to New England.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight. Olympic and X Game pro skiers and snowboarders made their way to Wachusett Mountain Thursday night to show off their skills. The Sam Adams Air and Apres aerial exhibition features high-flying tricks, loud music, and 3D graphics. Midday Thursday, crews worked to pack down the snow on the big jump, and other performers, including this trampoline artist, prepare for the nighttime event. The event was supposed to take place on Wednesday, but the nor'easter pushed things back to today. Those competing say they don't mind the extra snowfall.
Honestly, as us as snowboarders and skiers, we love when it snows. We're like sick. We get like a nice powder or whatever. And the crew here is so good. Yeah, they're really good at what they do.
We essentially made the jump as big as we possibly can with the amount of speed we have here to you know, throw our tricks and whatnot.
After tonight, this crew is on the move. Their next stop will be March 10th at the Hunter Mountain in New York. From fun in the snow back to cleanup efforts. Many spent Thursday cleaning up the mess left behind. In Worcester, the heavy snow made for the work a difficult task. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
The sounds after the storm. Across Worcester, people are digging out from Wednesday's nor'easter.
I'm cleaning up after this lovely spring storm.
We dug out one car. We still have this one to go.
According to the National Weather Service, more than 16 inches of snow fell on the city, and moving it is a challenge.
Extremely heavy. Very, very wet.
Heavy, pretty miserable.
It is like cement.
The snow so heavy, Pat Smith is using his bobcat to help clear his neighbors' driveways. He expects to be pushing around snow for hours.
Being a nice neighbor, it's what counts.
Becky LaVenture dug out her daughter's car earlier in the day because she had to go to work and was working to get her own car free.
I've been ready for spring since that 70-degree day 2 weeks ago.
But for some, the snow and the cleanup wasn't all bad.
Good exercise. Don't have to pay to go to the gym. That's some activity, I guess, out making the best of a bad situation.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
With a winter snowstorm comes several dangers, but some aren't visible and often forgotten. Carbon monoxide poisoning is a serious risk during snowstorms. The Auburn Fire Department says poisoning happens when carbon monoxide fills a confined space. When breathed in, the gas takes the place of oxygen in a person's blood. Carbon monoxide can cut the supply of oxygen to major organs like the brain and heart and can be deadly.
Start your car in the snow, clear around the tailpipe, make sure that you have a good exhaust area around the car. And then also with your house, you want to clear around any vents. Make sure that if you have a dryer that's hooked up, it can vent properly to the outside.
Fire Deputy Chief Glenn Johnson says if people experience symptoms like a headache, drowsiness, and nausea, they should call 911 immediately. Switching gears, it's International Women's Day, and tonight the City of Worcester Advisory Committee on the Status of Women hosts the Women of Consequence Award ceremony. The committee, which encourages, promotes, and monitors programs and policies relating to the status of women in the city of Worcester, has highlighted extraordinary women of all ages through this award ceremony since 1996. The 2018 Women of Consequence Award was presented to Ann Vu Sawyer, the executive director of the Southeast Asia Coalition of Central Massachusetts. And the Young Women of Consequence Award was given to North High Senior Danae Fahey.
I'm very honored, very humble, and I really feel that the award that I got belonged to all of the women in Worcester that has helped me to be where I am today.
To be around such astounding women, such high-standing, impactful women, to be named among one of those, it's humbling, and it's a privilege, truthfully.
The Advisory Committee on the Status of Women holds monthly meetings open to the public. They say it's an opportunity to discuss future endeavors supporting women. The rules regarding cell phone use in the Worcester Public Schools could soon be changing. According to Mayor Joseph Petty, a Worcester School Subcommittee voted this week to amend the school's cell phone policy, which currently doesn't allow students to use or have their cell phones on them during the school day. If passed under the new policy, students can keep their cell phones with them during the day, but they have to be off. They'll also be able to use them in extracurricular activities.
And that's probably one of the reasons why they're doing this.
The vote will now go in front of the full school committee for approval.